It's the popping and colorful music plant. Tubes of brass instruments weave and wind around the bouncing path of a piano keyboard. This area is entertaining to anybody who listens to the music within, and it's become somewhat of a famous attraction for some animals. In such a cheerful place like the music plant, you can see two energetic shadows chasing after something. The blue hedgehog, Sonic, was ahead of the other two with a large gap between them. Just behind was the little rabbit girl, Cream, and her chow friend, Cheese. Due to the music plant being full of various musical instruments and gadgets, even if they thought that they had caught up, they'd be pulled elsewhere soon again. The race between these characters allowed the scales of music to play beautifully like a duet. Looking back, Sonic couldn't see Cream. Sonic tried slowing to a walk to assess the situation, but Cream then came down softly from the sky and blocked his way.
Mr. Sonic, please let us go on an adventure together.
Cream can fly through the sky by flopping her big ears. She could never beat Sonic in terms of foot speed, but she was always able to catch up with some clever shortcuts. Sonic smiled and sighed.
Like I said, that's no good. The place I'm heading towards is pretty dangerous.
Sonic carefully chose his words. As he continued on forward, he gave a wink to express an all-too-simple, "I'm sorry." Sonic then slipped and said,
For a kid.
Upon hearing this, Cream puffed out her cheeks in frustration and clenched her fists.
Mr. Sonic, don't treat me like a little kid.
It's not like that, Cream. It's not that at all. It's just a bit...
Just as Sonic tried to find the right words, a terrifying rumbling sound was heard from the distance that shook the earth. Sonic gave a serious look. Apparently, he had a bit of an idea of what that sound was.
I gotta go fast. Cream, you get home safely, okay?
Mr. Sonic, please wait.
Sonic, who flew off at full speed this time, disappeared from Cream's view as he ran towards the horizon. For a few seconds, Cream stared at where Sonic had ran with a frazzled expression, but she soon got blown forward. Or rather, she started walking again with a much more excited expression.
We should probably go check out that loud noise. It'll surely shock Mr. Sonic. Yeah!
Cheese seemed to be questioning why Cream wants to keep up with Sonic so badly.
Is it alright, Cheese? Wherever Sonic goes, there's bound to be lots of fun adventures. Of course, there are times where our adventures get tough, but Sonic is strong, kind, and knows all about how to adventure. Everything will be just fine. Yeah!
Cheese seemed to agree, and the two went off. The air shook from far away, and suddenly a loud roar broke through the air. A very large clump of iron flew towards them while it emitted a thick black smoke. It quickly slammed downwards. The keyboard bridge and instruments around it were totaled and collapsed. It must have come from that dangerous place Sonic mentioned just before. Cream, who had fallen over due to the first impact, had gotten up in the chaos of everything and saw the miserable, destroyed surroundings. She tried to dust herself off. Crumbling bridges, animals fleeing for their lives. Is this what constitutes as an adventure? Meanwhile, on the other side of the music plant...
You wanna play me a number? Heh. This is just a robot from Eggman's incredible Interstellar Amusement Park. I guess he won't play.
A mass-produced death egg robot, about the size of a small mountain, had stopped moving and was leaning against a trumpet-like facility. It stopped with black smoke shooting out all over the place. Through it all, Sonic was making a fool of himself while gleefully playing the trumpets. The truth is, Sonic came here to take down this mass-produced death egg robot when he had heard it was attacking here. The owner, Dr. Eggman, was nowhere to be seen, as this seemed to be a stray robot that rampaged at complete random. Even so, it was still strong and dangerous. Sonic had to be careful getting Cream involved. The robot was defeated without much trouble. Sonic was in a good mood because he had made sure the collateral damage was minimal. With this, fixing things back to normal would be fairly easy. The beautiful scenery of the music plant and the beautiful sounds that people loved would soon be restored. Suddenly, Sonic noticed black smoke rising from the overpass, which was only a short distance away. It seemed like the last explosion from the destroyed Death Egg robot may have caused a huge clump of debris to fly off. It must have flown far and struck that bridge.
Oh no!
There were probably many tourists there, and Sonic felt it was the exact area he split up from Cream. He ran with all his might and had an absolutely serious look on his face. Sonic traveled at the speed of sound as he overcame colorful hills, spin-dashed through a tunnel of brass instruments, and more to arrive at the scene. A group of animals seemed to be relaxing after having safely evacuated the dangerous bridge area. Cream and Cheese flew down as she flapped her ears.
Cream!
Mr. Sonic?
Cream made an expression that shined brightly as she flew to Sonic, but in the shadows of her shining smile, she was tired, but still happy. She went to rescue the many animals and others who were too slow and left behind on the bridge. She took care of the children who had been separated from their parents. Sonic talked for a while and noticed that Cream was safe. The damage to the surroundings was not as catastrophic as it first seemed, and there were no major injuries. Cream felt relieved and put her hand on her chest. However, Cream's expression seemed off. She then said,
I'm so glad that everybody is safe.
Cream looked downward and continued to speak in a sweet voice.
I really wanted to defeat the bad robot and go on an adventure with Sonic.
Just then, Cream stomped on some pebbles at her feet and turned away from Sonic. She continued to look down at the ground. Sonic spoke softly to Cream with a gentle smile.
That's not it at all, Cream.
Sonic stroked the back of Cream's head, and she slowly looked up. Sonic then took to one knee to be at Cream's eye level.
An adventure like today, well, it requires both strength and kindness. We gotta make sure we have both of them.
Huh?
Today, you helped me out entirely with your kindness. It was honestly a huge help if I do say so myself.
Huh?
Sure, I defeated the robot that was attacking the music plant, but half of this adventure was entirely you, Cream.
Like a soft breeze floating by, Cream's heart shined. There are times when things get really tough, but if you have the strength and kindness, it will be okay. Isn't that the ideal form of an adventure for Cream? Today she had an adventure with Sonic. For Cream, today's excitement, her hard work, and the way things turned out are all a shining part of her adventures. Happiness and pride filled Cream's heart.
I really had an adventure?
Yeah.
I really used my kindness well?
Sure.
So, will you take me on more adventures?
Of course, Sonic gave a thumbs up as a response. But as the sun started setting, he thought for a moment and answered,
That's fine by me. But it's getting late. Isn't it time to go home? Your mom must be worried. So how's tomorrow sound?
Please gets hit again.
Sonic ran off with an expression that showed he knew he hit a nerve. Cream and Cheese gave chase. Music scales filled the air as they ran through the music plant, their performance echoing through the sky.